The weight of command is a heavy burden, especially when no one seems to listen. This was Captain Eva Rostova's reality. A brilliant strategist, her promotion was earned, not given. But to the grizzled veterans of the 7th Recon, she was just a fresh face, too young, too by the book. Her commands were met with smirks and barely concealed eye rolls. They called her the Ice Queen behind her back, convinced her cautious approach was cowardice. Her first major assignment was Operation Nightfall. The objective: infiltrate the heavily fortified Obsidian Citadel and retrieve critical intel. Eva's plan was meticulous, emphasizing stealth and patience. "We go in through the old aqueduct system," she briefed, pointing to a forgotten passage on the holographic map. "It's a longer route, but it bypasses 90% of their patrols." Her second-in-command, a seasoned soldier named Thorn, scoffed. "With all due respect, Captain," he said, the respect clearly absent from his tone, "a direct assault on the West Gate is faster. We'll be in and out before they know what hit them." The others grunted in agreement. They saw glory, a quick victory. Eva saw a trap. "My orders stand," she stated, her voice calm but firm. "We use the aqueducts." The grumbling was audible as they dispersed. Eva knew they didn't trust her judgment. She could feel their defiance like a physical presence in the briefing room. The mission launched under a moonless sky. As the team approached the designated entry point for the aqueducts, Thorn suddenly signaled a halt. "Change of plans," he whispered over the comms, his voice filled with arrogance. "We're going for the West Gate. The captain's route is for cowards." Before Eva could countermand, half the squad had broken off, following Thorn into the darkness. She was left with a handful of younger soldiers who were either too green or too scared to disobey a direct order. Forced to proceed with a skeleton crew, Eva led her small team into the damp, narrow tunnels of the aqueduct. The path was difficult, but just as her intel suggested, it was completely unguarded. They moved like ghosts beneath the fortress, the silence broken only by the drip of water. Meanwhile, Thorn's team was about to learn a brutal lesson. The weak West Gate was a classic honeypot. The moment they breached it, floodlights snapped on, alarms blared, and heavy machine gun nests opened fire from concealed positions. The confident charge turned into a chaotic, desperate scramble for cover. The comms channel exploded with panicked shouts and the sound of weapon fire. "It's an ambush! We're pinned down! Casualties! We have multiple casualties!" Hearing the chaos, Eva's heart pounded, but her mind remained clear. There was no time for "I told you so." She and her team emerged from the aqueduct inside the Citadel's lower levels, right behind the enemy lines that had Thorn's group trapped. They were exactly where they needed to be. "Light them up," Eva commanded, her voice now ringing with an authority no one could question. They caught the enemy completely by surprise, attacking from the rear. The tide of the battle turned in an instant. With the pressure relieved, Thorn and his surviving members were able to fight back and link up with Eva's position. In the aftermath, standing amidst the debris and the quiet hum of the now secured citadel, the shame on Thorn's face was palpable. He approached Eva, his helmet in his hands. "Captain, we were wrong. Your plan, it was the right call. We wouldn't have made it without you." The other soldiers who had followed him looked on, their expressions a mixture of gratitude and regret. They hadn't just ignored her orders, they had ignored her expertise. That night, they learned that true leadership isn't about bravado or taking the easy route. It's about wisdom, foresight, and the courage to make the hard right choice, even when no one else understands. Captain Eva Rostova was no longer the Ice Queen. She was their commander. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content just like this. We'd love to have you as part of our community. See you in the next one.